Hello, fellow sprue fiddlers, molesters, or whatever you want to call yourselves. People that play with plastic, okay, and manufacture beautiful items from them. Well, this beautiful item that I'm manufacturing at the moment is the Academy 1/35 scale Abrams. It's the M1A2 V2 TUSK 2. There's a mouthful and a half here. Anyway, if you've been keeping up to date with me, I finished off the doghouse here on the turret. Now you will see other parts. Yes, I have them, but we will talk about them when we get to them. Okay, finish off the doghouse, and I just had to finish off some PE on the remote control 50 cal. Okay, so a couple of little bits of PE, as you can see there. Right, this seems to be sort of a deflector for the empty shell casings, deflecting them down and into this little bin. We call it a bin, okay? Shell casing bin, right? And that's what that seems to be. Easy enough, I must admit. Even though the instructions, as I showed you the last time, very, very vague. Okay, it's the easiest way to say it. They were vague. You had to kind of work out a lot for yourself, like by playing around with it and things like that. Especially when it came to this deflector here. That deflector is actually quite a large square. Okay, but all you can see of it is just one tiny little piece. Right, so you got to kind of shove it in. And you're trying to watch pictures of it and things like that. It's basically what I think it is a deflector for the empty casings. The empty casings come off the bottom of a machine gun. Okay, just to kind of push it down there, right? Got that finished off anyway, right? So then it was a case of, if you remember the spare wheel, I wanted to see could I kind of get in around that with whatever went here, and it's good old Star Wars R2-D2. Okay, there he is. It's the commander's independent viewer, basically. Couple of little bits to pieces to go onto that. There's a clear part to go into it and everything else. But great, look at that. I can get into that from underneath. And it's the same then with this hatch cover here. Again, I can get in from underneath, which is absolutely fabulous because I don't have to worry too much about masking and that kind of thing. Okay, I can get in from underneath. I also had this little bit of a superstructure here. Okay, a little bit of defensive armor there around the I think it's I'd say it's the loader's hatch, because if this, I mean, that's the main sort of commander's cupola, or is that the commander's cupola? I'm not fully sure, because if that's the commander's independent viewing scope, that means he's here. So what's that? Okay, don't know, but anyway, there's the main hatch, shall we say, and again I can get into that from underneath. So I will put it on like that and I'll glue it. Now I could get in underneath that way, but you know, if you can do it this way, I'll do it this way. I won't glue that piece in until run. That's later on. Okay. Also on this, then we had a sort of a mounting bracket. Okay. A swivel bracket there. This would be there would be a release here. Release that out, and then you can sort of swing the gun around that track. Okay. And here's the gun in question. And again, more clear parts to go in, so obviously they're not in yet. We'll be waiting until after painting. Double, triple and quadruple checked that I can get in there with those clear parts, and I can. Okay, so I'm happy enough with that. Quite workable, quite nicely detailed. It's a 7.62. It's basically the American version of the 7.62 we used to use in the Irish Army. We used to use the, and I say used to because I'm no longer in the army, so that's why it's used to. But the army still use it. Actually, they started using the FN Minimi as well, but they use the FN Mag. Okay, 7.62 belt fed machine gun. Okay, So that's that, right? And that's all nicely, lovely detail in that. There's a big sight on that as well. It looks like a night sight, to be honest with you. It looks like the old-fashioned night sights, big, huge, bulky yoke with batteries and all that in it. Excuse me, a bit chesty. But seems quite nice. Okay, lovely detail. Be lovely when it's all painted up and looking beautiful. Then, as you can see from here, I decided to fit the first track, right? The track that I'd already made up, and fit the armour part as well. Now, I came across a problem. It's a very tight fit with the 78 links, and it kept breaking. It kept coming apart. And one thing I noticed, right, I don't know if it will show up here on this or not, but these are the little end connectors, right? Now, hopefully it will, if you can see from that, the connector, right, is actually after splitting just there. Now, I need my goggles to see. Okay, is that I'm not showing you a good one. Hopefully I am showing you one that has split. No, I'm showing you a good one. That's why it isn't so obvious. Okay, but I had to get a couple out because I think I got annoyed and I flicked 2 or 3 of them away, and then I realised I better stop and show people. Right, as you can see here, they were basically breaking off. Now you can really see it closely from that, right? The plastic in it, although it's pretty tough and pretty strong, too much pressure will pop them. Okay, and it's more kind of a lateral pressure. See that? There we go. It just slid right through that. Okay, so as you can see, very hard to see, but they are splitting, right? When there's too much pressure on them, they'll give. Something has to give. You apply an awful lot of pressure on something has to give. And I couldn't get it together. I tried about 5-6 times. Things kept popping off, links kept breaking and everything else, because although they're nice and tight, okay, the minute you put anything other, any force on it, shall we say, even, you know, pulling it this way or giving it a bit of a flex that way, you're going to pop these end connectors, because nothing is really, the only thing that's glued on these tracks are the rubber pads. They're not rubber, but you know what I mean, the pads, the track pads, and everything else is just kind of pressure fit. Now, if you glue it into place, it's going to be pretty darn hard to kind of get it fitted, isn't it? Because they're, you know, they're kind of a flexible enough thing, and they're kind of meant to be flexible. So, went to bed last night and I was thinking, how the hell am I going to fix that? How am I going to sort it out? Like, I knew I had the old backup. I have the rubber band tracks, which, as I've shown on a couple of times now, those rubber band tracks look just the feckin' same as those. And I was just going, look, if all else fails, I'll give it one more go. I'll try something, and if all else fails, I'll go to the rubbers, okay? Because they're not going to keep popping on you. And what I did was, I added an extra link. Okay, you can't see it from there, right? Because the top run is covered, so you're not going to see the top run. So we'll just pop off this, and if you see here, shall we say, that's a bit too loose for what it's meant to be, but it saves the pressure being put on the track, and that went in. When I fitted the extra link, made sure all my end connectors were the right way around, nicely sort of pushed into place and everything else. it went together. It went in so much easier. Now, that is some amount of sag when you think of it for just one track link, whereas when it had the proper amount of tracks, that was tight across the top, and in fitting it, it was a freaking nightmare. So I eventually just said, damn it, I'm going to go for the rubber tracks. And I don't want to go for the rubber tracks, especially after all the hassle you go to, you know, of that. That's beautiful the way it fitted. That just kind of clicked into place. But with the hassle that I went to in making all the, I didn't say hassle, but a lot of the time put into all this, I didn't want to go and, shall we say, not use them then for a finish. There's all that work gone to waste, and I don't like that. I don't like that idea one little bit. I mean, I don't mind doing the work, but I do mind doing the work and then not using it, and having the frickin' sitting there and annoying me looking at the bloody thing when everything is all finished. And they're such nice tracks, they really, really are. There probably is a better way to do them, you know, maybe sort of a spot of glue on each of those on the ends. Yeah, when the whole thing is finished and the whole thing is together, you could do that, alright. But even at that, you've got to try and fit it onto the vehicle. And when you fit it onto the vehicle, you're going to start popping them left, right and centre. Now that's all well and grand when they're not painted. But when they're painted, you don't want to be handling them and, you know, forcing bits off and pushing things on and scraping them and everything else, and then having to touch up all your freaking lovely paintwork. So I think my idea of the extra track link will work nicely. Okay, so anybody out there that has done this kit, let me know, did they have the same problem with it? Okay, I know that there is one. I know one person has it done. They said that the tracks are absolutely beautiful. They are, don't get me wrong, they are freaking lovely. They're the nicest link and length tracks individual link tracks that I've ever done, as in how they go together. Actually, I take that back, they are not the nicest I've ever done. The nicest tracks I've ever done, believe it or not, were the Bradley ones from Meng. They were freaking lovely tracks. But as individual link tracks, they're freaking good. Okay, another lovely track, and very, very workable, are the Tamiya ones on the Mark IV, the World War I Mark IV. They're a lovely track, and it works because when you stick in your batteries and turn it on, it'll drive over things and it'll drive across the bed and God knows where else for you. It's brilliant. I'd love to get the one with the second motor, but when you see the price that you're paying for an extra motor and other little bits and pieces, well, over in Ireland anyway, it's definitely not worth it, because they don't sell it in Ireland. I'd have to import it, and a bit too expensive, shall we say, bit too expensive. But a nice little idea. I'd love to get a 1/16 scale remote control one. I was thinking of those Heng Long, but even at that, they're nice. I was thinking, you know, if I ever do get a Heng Long, what I'd do is I'd sort of I'd repaint it, because I don't like the paint jobs on the Heng Longs. But they look like a nice vehicle. Again, anybody out there that's got one of those Heng Long 1/16, let me know how they are, because when you watch the videos of them, of course they're going to be absolutely perfect. They're going to tell you that these things are super, and the only way to get a genuine and true account of them is to talk to somebody that has actually went to the bother of buying one and using them. Okay, so that's it for this little update. Thank you all for joining me. Now you can all feck off back to your own little bits of plastic and start gluing things together, including your fingers if you're using super glue and all that. I'll get back to working away on this. I can go back to doing some more tracks, because I did that last night before I said I'll do another couple of tracks. I'll fit all this thing together, because what I did was I did a sort of a dry fit of everything that I had done so far. I fitted, you know, put these on and the gun and the hatches and all that, and I said, oh yeah, that's going to look nice the more the rest of the stuff is on it. and I had so much hassle with the tracks that I said, that's it, I'm not going to fucking do them. So I did no tracks last night. So there's no additions to the track links from last night. But once I figured out today now, actually, the extra link, I'm happy with that. So now I can continue on and start making up more track links. So anyway, lads, like I said again, because I keep fucking doing it, I finish off the video and then I have more to say. So I'll finish it off for definite this time. Okay, I'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe, enjoy your modelling. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to strike the bell, ding ding, and you'll be notified straight away as soon as I upload another video. Also, I would like to ask everybody to give it the old to give it the thumbs up. Please give it an old thumbs up, and stick an old comment in, even if it's just nice job or what the fact you think you're up to. You're making a total hames of it. Just give in a comment, because the more comments I get and the more likes I get, up along the algorithms for YouTube will get, and also sort of I kind of get better ads, and I might be able to get a few extra bob from YouTube and upgrade my equipment maybe even. Yeah, I'm sort of like Jacksepticeye now with his couple of million subscribers. I have 4,200 so subscribers. Very, very amazed with that amount of subscribers, I'll tell you that much. I thought I'd be lucky to get 200, and never mind what I do have. So I really, really appreciate it to all those people who have taken the bother to subscribe, and my regular viewers as well. There's about 200 of you that regularly watch my videos, so a really, really big thank you to you and to all the people that comment as well. So I'm going to leave it at that, lads. Don't forget, stay tuned. More to come on this academy. It's got to get loads of building to get loads more building to do to it, and it's going to be fun painting it as well. I don't have my phone on me, and I forgot to write down the chap's name, but if you go through the comments on the last video, there's a gentleman there, a US, he was a tank commander for an Abrams tank, and he's given me some absolutely fabulous tips when it comes to the painting. So believe me, I'll be using some of them. He even went down to the bother of telling me that they're not supposed to be blue, but I will be able to try and fix them. I'm thinking because of the way he was describing the colour, even if I put, say, a bit of gold paint behind that might give it that, because he said that they're not very, very see-through-y, but he said I would get away with the blue. Then again, it's my model, of course I get away with the blue, but because what I was thinking of doing, okay, was once the red goes in there and things like that, is get one of those, you ever see those little, and you're going to have the vision blocks here for the driver as well. And if you ever see those little tea lights, but the little battery operated ones. Now I have used them in the past, the little ones that flicker. Pop one in there, pop back on the turret and have it lit up, and you'll be able to see the clear spots. Just an idea, it might work, it might not. So anyway, lads, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. In the meantime, go out and buy yourself a fucking kit. Build it and enjoy it, because that's what it's all about. And I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe, and bye bye.